Hello students, this is section 9.7, the first part of 9.7. In this section you'll be solving a system of linear and quadratic equations together, and you're going to use your graphing calculator. Please make sure you either have a graphing calculator in front of you or you have the graphing calculator pulled up from Pearson. So a linear and a quadratic system just means that you have a system of equations, you have two different equations, they both have the same variables, but one of them is linear and one of them is a quadratic. So this is a linear function, it's y equals mx plus b, and the other one is quadratic, it's in the standard form ax squared plus bx plus c. When you have a linear system with a quadratic, then your straight line could possibly, like in the red parabola and the purple line, cross in two different locations. Your solution would then be two ordered pairs. Or it's possible that, like the blue line and the purple line, your line crosses in just one place. It's not the vertex anymore, but it could just be one place. And the third possibility, like the green one with the purple line, is that the two never touch each other. So you might, in these situations, have one solution, two solution, or no solutions. Okay, so with your graphing calculator handy, I'm going to show you how to graph a linear and quadratic system on your calculator. So the first thing you're going to do is you are going to graph the left-hand side of this equation. So you're going to use your graphing calculator to graph 5 minus x squared. And I hope you expected that to look like an upside-down parabola that's been shifted up 5. And then you're going to graph the line, so you'll graph x plus 3. I hope you're expecting that to have a y-intercept of 3 and a slope of 1. And there it is. Okay. After you have your two equations graphed, you are going to hit the second button on your calculator and then choose Trace, which is the Calc menu. From that Calculate menu, you need to choose, we're trying to find out where these curves intersect, so you're going to choose 5. When you choose Intersect, the first thing it asks you is, you need to know where two curves intersect, so the first thing it asks you is, what's your first curve? And the curve that they're looking at and calling your first curve is 5 minus x squared. That works. So we'll hit enter. And then it'll ask you what your second curve is. And now it's talking about the line, the x plus 3 curve. And that works. So we hit enter. Now it asks you to make a guess. And when you make that guess, this time you actually have to make a guess. So you want to move your cursor so that it's close to one of the intersection points. It doesn't have to be very close, but it needs to be closer to one than it is to the other. So I'm trying to find this intersection point, so I moved my mouse so that I was close to that intersection point. Then you hit enter and it tells you what the actual intersection point. So one of my solutions to this system of equations is -2, 1. Because I'm trying to solve this equation and it only has x's in it, one of the solutions for me would be x equals -2 because I only want the x coordinate. I know that if I plug x equals -2 into this equation, I will get a true statement. Now to find the other solution, I need to go back to that Calculate menu by hitting second Trace and choosing Intersect. And then it will ask me what my first curve is, it'll ask me what my second curve is, and then it asks me to guess. Now I need to move my cursor so that it's close to the other intersection point. So I'm going to arrow over so that I'm close to the other intersection point. Then when I hit enter, it tells me what my other intersection point is. The other intersection point is 1, 4. Because I have an equation with just x's in it, I want to say x equals 1 is my other solution. Okay. At this point, please pause the video and try to solve these two. Then I will show you my solutions. I'm going to give you some time to pause the video, restart after you have tried these problems on your own. All right. I first graphed my parabola and then I graphed my line, and I found that one intersection point is at 2, 5. So one solution to this equation is x equals 2. And the other intersection point is at -1, 2. So the other solution is x equals -1. I graphed the second system, and I found that they intersected at x equals -2. And I graphed the other one, and so that intersected at x equals 3, and those are the two solutions. You will be graphing to find solutions on tonight's homework, and please make sure you have a graphing calculator handy when you do so. Thank you so much. Bye.